Hello and welcome to Witness. I'm Raghi Omar. Despite its own ongoing problems, Lebanon has become an attractive destination for refugees from nearby conflict zones. Already, some 400,000 Palestinians have taken refuge there, and now an increasing number of Iraqis are fleeing their war-torn country for Lebanon. In 2008, around 50,000 of them. They're both Christian and Muslim, and the majority of those are Shiite. In 2006 and 2007, when Christians in Iraq were subjected to particularly targeted violence inside Iraq, many thousands fled, and now again they are coming to Lebanon in increasing numbers, despite their precarious lives as illegal immigrants. In Iraq and Lebanon, filmmaker Tony youre gains unique access to these refugees sheltering in Beirut and meets some of the dedicated people working to ease their desperate plight.
Once seen as a haven for minorities, Lebanon over the past few decades has increasingly become a difficult place to be a refugee. In recent years, its busy, vibrant capital, Beirut, has become a destination for Iraqi refugees, in particular, thousands of Christian Iraqis looking to escape the threats and violence of the new Iraq. But Lebanon hasn't signed the Refugee Convention and treats Iraqis as illegal immigrants with no chance of official status, forcing them into hiding and fearful of imprisonment. Respected former general in the Lebanese army and a third-generation Christian Iraqi refugee himself, Michel Castano, knew he had to do something.
The issue of many hundreds to thousands of refugees, they entered Lebanon illegally. Even the police used to go in neighborhoods where they suspected they lived to arrest, to detain them. And normally they are not deported. They don't send them back to Iraq, but still they stay in prison for more than 1 month, in some cases 3 months.
General Castano began the search for the hidden Iraqis and found himself in the middle of a crisis. He realized that the Iraqi refugees were an invisible problem in Beirut. Today's drive takes him to the suburbs where they hide.
I noticed that no one in Lebanon was really aware of their situation, that they even existed here. And my work on a daily basis is that I receive the families, and just by listening to them, you feel that you are filling some of these needs. Not always the needs are material. And I started just with a few families. It was at the beginning 4 families actually, and I noticed just for a few families how much it made a difference.
Those few quickly turned into hundreds, and General Castano became a regular sight in the Christian suburbs of East Beirut. For many Iraqis, he's the only person they can rely on.
Christian. Christian. كيفك؟ منيح؟ منيح؟ شو جبت لك؟ هدية؟ هي لإلك؟
هيدا
هيدي؟ تعال بدك نشوف شو فيها؟ تعال. ونحن فرد عشيرة. أهلا فيك. وبس تتجولوا عم تضلكم خيفانين ما يوقفوكم، ها؟
مش مثل قبل.
Qusay was injured in a suicide attack, and his family was targeted by a local militia. Traumatized and terrified, they fled here. Without the protection of the law, the family of 7 is exploited by unscrupulous landlords who charge as much for this damp one-bedroom flat as they would for a family home in downtown Beirut. Paying the rent is a constant struggle because finding work as an illegal is nearly impossible.
مش كل شغل بيشغلونا، ما معك إقامة الله معك بقول لي. ببرم على الشغل ما معك إقامة الله معك، ما بدنا. في تجول بلبنان إنه لقطوك بعدين تعال مين بيحمل مسؤوليته؟ هي بنضلنا قاعدين بالبيت، أنا صار لي هلا 20 يوم قاعد بالبيت. أبسط شيء بقول لك تعال ما بعرف أعطيني أوراق، ما معي أوراق. بقول لي تعال معي تفضل. بروح أنا 6 شهور 7 شهور 8 شهور بقضيها بالسجن أنا. لأن إحنا ملينا، إن إحنا جايين من الموت. يعني بدي كمان هون ناكل بهدلة. المفروض الحكومة كمان الحكومة تقدر ظروفنا نحن اللي عم يصير فينا.
While the Lebanese government ignores the problem, General Castano works with the Chaldean Church in Beirut to pull in the resources of the wider Christian Lebanese community. The church supports over 3,000 Iraqis by providing them with basic necessities, such as clothes for the children, blankets, and heaters for the winter. Whatever is donated is shared out to make the most of the limited resources.
بس ما قررتي او ما قررتي؟ بس قرري قديش هلا دغري؟ كيف؟
جنرال بتعطيهم لكل حدا اثنين.
ايه عرفت اثنين وللعائله الكبيره الاكثر من 5 اشخاص 3. اوكي.
لاكثر من 5.
طيب يلا ماشي. بس حتى قليل هودي.
لكن عندي 11 يكون فيهم 3.
With the number of Iraqis in need rising, the church realized the importance of General Castano's relationship with the refugees and opened an office for him. Soon after, Lebanon's largest aid agency, Caritas, allocated social workers to help him.
شو؟
وضعتي مش تعبانة.
ايه بس قولي لي شو
يعني هسه عندي 2 مريضة كلش قاعدة بالبيت ما تشتغل بعد.
مين معك مريضة؟
سالي عينه غرمات وعليه كلها حساسية وجسمها كله يطلع حبابي. ما تقدر تشتغل ما أقدر أشتغل.
Not always the needs are material, but at the same time we try to give a little bit for them to live better. And I always say just a little bit because whatever we give as food, even sometimes as money for the most vulnerable, it helps. Maybe it is a food for one day, it is the money for 1 month rental. But other than this, they live, and all of them, most of them live in poverty, in misery. For them, they feel like they are trapped here. There are several thousands of them. 5,000 Christians. We are dealing as Chaldeans with 3,000 person refugee. At the end of each day, I feel that we made one family happy. But overall, you feel that you are always behind. You are always, you don't have the necessary means. You cannot solve their problems with the Lebanese government. ما بدك حدا يعرف؟
لا لا لا.
ليش شو علي نحن هون ما حدا ما مخبر حدا.
هو يسمع ينقهر خطية انقهر عليه.
We receive families every day, and we receive like between 40 and 100 family per day. In the same day, we provide all the services. It's very important to know how to deal with these persons because they are hurt people and they lost every hope for the future, and so you have to change their outlook and their vision for things. They are always waiting for the resettlement and for stability in their lives.
Paid work is the key to gaining at least a degree of security, but it's hard to find when you are classed as an illegal immigrant. Yusuf is a shopkeeper in the mainly Shia suburbs of Beirut. He is one of the few willing to risk helping struggling Iraqis.
من كثرتهم عندنا هون لدرجة إنه العراقيين كانوا كتار وصلوا مرحلة إنه أكثر من أي غريب بلبنان. هن بالنهاية مواطنين عراقيين وعرب مثلنا مثلهم وصار عندهم أزمة مثل ما صار عندنا أزمات بالسابق وهيك ولجأوا علينا وواجبنا إنه نقوم فيهم ضمن تحت رعاية الدولة اللبنانية بظروف كثير قاسية عليهم كانت. يعني لدرجة إنه عم يشتغل اليوم بكرة بده يفل ما عنده استقرار ما عنده مطرح يقعد ما عنده مطرح يسكن.
Yusuf's compassion enables 28-year-old Shia Iraqi Ziad to earn at least some money to support his family of 10.
جابني صاحبي هون مشان شو؟ مشان الوراء هي مشان الوراء نحن خلصة. عرفتي كيف؟ يعني احنا هون شوية مستورة علينا. ما فينا نطلع على الشارع ما شارع عرفتي كيف نشتغل مشان الحواجز. احنا مشان ما عندنا اقامات مشان اقامتنا نحن عم نشتغلون على الموتسيك يعني هون داخل الزوارب يعني داخل المحلات اللي هون ما فينا نبعد اكثر من هيك يعني بعدنا هيك يطلع لنا حاجز درك شيء بيطلبوا ورانا ما معنا ورا هي هيدي يعني اوقات بطلع من هون ايدي على قلبي ليه بيطلع حاجز يطلع لنا شغله عرفتي كيف يعني بيطلب لنا ورانا ما معنا ورا.
The lack of official papers keeps Ziad confined to this neighborhood, controlled by the powerful Shiite party Hezbollah. He knows fear of confrontation keeps the police and Lebanese army out. He won't be arrested here, but his refugee life makes him nervous, even in his home, that the cameras might attract attention.
لأنه عم يحطوا أكثر شيء حواجز. يعني يجي على قلبي إذا أنا بطلع على شغلي بضل يطلع حوالي. يعني يطلع لنا حاجز شيء ما مقيمين احنا، خاصة إقامة ما في عندنا. بيحطونا جو. ويرجع مرت الأخ تسبير وما تسبير الله يعلم متى بدك تقعدي جوا بالحبس. باسبوري ما كان موجود، كنت ما مطلع بعدني باسبور، كنت جاي تهريب أنا من إيران لهون. المهم أخذوا بصمات مني ما بعرف شو، ودوني على شو اسمه على رومي. رجعوا نزلوني محكمة، حكمني شهر و100,000 غرامة. رجعنا ظليت أنا 8 أشهر قاعد بالحبس. يعني أنا محكوم شهر. فبالأوضة هنيك عندهم أوضة يعني ما في يمكن 2 ب2 و7 أنف أوضة واحدة، تكرمة تواليت وصراصير، يعني شو بدك قرف بالحبس، شو ما بدك بالحب شو اسمه بالغرفة فيه. لا مي مثل الخلق، لا أكل مثل الخلق، يعني ما في شيء. اجت آخر شيء السفارة العراقية وطلبت منهم أنا السفر. يعني انجبرت حالي بدي أسافر، اختنقت بالحبس، بدي أموت. ليوم مريض ليوم شو اسمه، يعني ما مرتاح بالحبس كله نهائيا. مت آخر شيء جو السفارة العراقية قلت لهم يا خيي بدي أسافر. عملوا لي شو اسمه، قصوا لي تكت من المطار، سفروني. رجعت عملت باسبوري هونيك جديد، جيت رسمي على سوريا، من سوريا جيت تهريب على لبنان.
For Ziad, Qusay and thousands of other Iraqis, taking refuge in Lebanon is a risky and dangerous business. But what are their options? Join me after the break as we continue this investigation into Lebanon's Iraqi refugees.